All right, let's go. Let's get it. This is going to be a good one today. I am coming to you live off the cuff. This is your host of MANN Cinema Reviews, Peter Mann II. What's up, y'all? As always, please be sure to subscribe. The key word for this video is subscribe, because I want new viewers to my channel. As many eyes as I can see on me and my content is deeply appreciated. Go ahead, press like, go ahead, leave a comment, do all that fun stuff, as well as hit the notification bell to notify you of new reviews posted to the channel and all the latest news on this channel that we call MCR. Thank you for choosing MANN Cinema Reviews. You might be wondering, well, Peter, what are we going to be reviewing today? Well, we're going to be reviewing the latest psychological horror thriller, The Night House. It's been out for a couple of weeks, probably almost a month. Time is relative. These days, I just can't keep up with it, but let's go right into it. This film is centered around Beth, played exuberantly well by the ever-talented actress Rebecca Hall. She is reeling from a recent and sudden death of her husband, Owen, who took his life, left a cryptic note, and there are friends that surround her and give her the support that she needs. She is quickly trying to bounce back to her normal life. She is a teacher that lives in a lakeside house. Huge house built by her late husband, Owen. But she quickly has these dreams that recall her husband in some weird way. A radio turns on that plays, maybe it was a song that her husband liked to play, but just random occurrences in the night. And again, these are vivid dreams. She is having some kind of presence in the house that is unseen, and shortly thereafter she starts to uncover things about her husband that she didn't know, things that he kept from her. He was a architect who again built her house, but she's living in the house that he built, and again things come to the light that he kept deep in the depths of his closet, per se, and now she's uncovering it. So there's so much layers and complexities to this film. I was so glad that I caught this film. It's, a very indie, psychological thriller more, but it still has those horror elements, like I said. But this came about around the time that Candyman was about to drop. This film I saw shortly beforehand seeing Candyman, and I really thought that this film captured more of the horror aesthetic that I felt that Candyman was missing. It's an indie, so I'm a sucker for indies. It has a very small cast. I mean, you have Sarah Goldberg, who plays her friend Claire, that's always questioning Beth's motives, wondering what's best for her at this very emotional time in her life. And she has a neighbor, Mel, played by the actor-director Vondie Hall, which is always a pleasant surprise to see when he is in a feature film. He is the director of Gridlocked, the Mariah Carey film Glitter, and the criminally underrated Waist Deep starring Tyrese, and The Game, and Megan Good. I happen to like his films minus Glitter, but again, it's cool to see Vondie Hall in a film, and he comes to play. I mean, he's barely in it, but he plays a pivotal role. This is such a small film with so much layers and complexities. Like I said, it's a psychological horror film, but it has emotional depths to it that are very, very, very reeling. And I feel the way that Beth feels of her, passing of her husband's death. It's very sudden. But there's these things in this film that remind me of horror films of yesteryear. Psychological thrillers, things that come to mind that, again, are not equivalent, but are similar to What Lies Beneath, Stir of Echoes, remnants of The Sixth Sense even. But this film has such emotional complexities to it that by the end of it, the horror elements are more so, dealing with trauma, dealing with mental illness even. And it gives it that horror aesthetic as well, which is really cool. Again, there's not so much information that is given to its audience. So you kind of have to peel back the layers of this film, and it's so chilling and haunting by the end of it that even the questions that you had are left unanswered. Or you can come to the conclusion that this was that, or this was this. It's definitely a film that I wish I would have saw with someone, so I can have that talk. It does give you that conversation starter, definitely, after you leave the theaters. But I really did enjoy this film. Again, I'm being cryptic as the plot of this film is, only because I really implore you to go see it. If it's still in theaters, please, I implore you to go support this little indie psychological horror thriller, because it is better than most of the films that I have seen this year, and it's fairly going under the radar. I heard it's getting a digital and physical release, I believe, next month in time for Halloween. So I really encourage you to check out this film. It's more than meets the eye with this film. Rebecca Hall is amazing in it. I think maybe its crutch is that it's made with such a limited budget, and this director, David Bruckner, has had previous dabbles in horror. He directed one of my favorite segments in VHS, Amateur Night, which is a great segment if you go back and watch it. He did this thing with the Radio Silence guys, Southbound, that I'm really interested in checking out. And I'm just really interested in to see what this director does next. I think everybody came to play in this film, and I really implore you to watch this film. It's near perfection. I think with its restrictive budget, it really couldn't do the things that it wanted to do, but by the end of it, it doesn't matter of how much budget this film had. It uses everything to its advantage, and just propels the material even more so. So with that, I'm gonna give this a near perfect rating of 4.5 stars. I don't know what it is about it makes me hesitant to give it its classic full-fledged 5, but it's such a great film. It's one of the best films that I've seen all year, and again, I really want you to go see this film. Thank you very much for choosing MANN Cinema Reviews. I'm tinkering with some things on this channel, but I don't want to say what they are. I have some plans for this channel, but I need to get to 100 subscribers if you want to find out what I got planned for you guys and for the near future and beyond. Thank you very much for supporting me, and thank you for watching MANN Cinema Reviews. Thank you for choosing MANN Cinema Reviews. We'll see you on the next one.